Liam Neeson looks so good.
Oh, and
reprising it.
My boss and I watched it again, and he was like, he really? I'm like, of course he came back for this.
Yeah.
He said, he's like, I'm not gonna let someone else do this.
Ian McDermott did not. That man looked super. The Emperor looked very high. Very, very high. I don't like what they did with his makeup.
Yeah,
his eyes were very squinty.
The younger, older version of himself, I guess, is what they were trying to go for. Where it's like, he's only 10 years older. He still has another 10 years to go before he's like...
Squad, poison gas, secure helmets. Burke, take him out. Oh, that was useful.
Yeah, he he was very condescending in that very short time we saw him. He was like, I wonder if your thoughts are clear on this, Lord Vader.
Oh, by the way, we're just totally fucking killing these guys by we're just like straight up using chemical warfare.
War crimes again, man?
Yeah, we're doing some war crimes. It's okay. They're not people.
It's one of my favorite videos on YouTube, and it's like Anakin committing war crimes for like I think 9 minutes and 17 seconds or something like that. That's a video on YouTube you can check out.
I think I've seen that one.
The gas got the last of them. Guess we know how long Trandoshan.
That's the only time I'd ever felt bad for Admiral Trench. Like I know he'd been killed off and brought back like 3 times during the Clone Wars, but that last season he did not deserve to get stabbed like that. Where Anakin's like, I don't have such weakness. Like, damn. Calm down there, Darth.
I actually love the fact that he sits there and goes, when like the entire interaction between Kenobi and Darth Vader happens, and he walks away and he goes, I'll see you around, Darth.
Yeah.
And like walks away. It's like, I'm not going to give you the full name. I'm just going to acknowledge the fact that you're no longer a Jedi and you're not my friend. I know my boss had a problem with that. He's like, he could have killed him. I'm like,
it's not his job.
It wasn't his time to. He went there to save his friend, and
his friend was dead.
His friend was already dead.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
And that was really, really about it. Like it's, it was. I was like, but the thing was, he wasn't gonna save him, and he's like. But they do a terrible job, like, not checking for bodies. And I'm like, you're right. Oh, fuck. Speaking of bodies.
Oh, shit. Nice timing.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's one of the weaker parts of, like, the franchise there.
Poor regs.
These are the early season regs, too. I do prefer their later helmets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't. I like these ones.
These are...
I like the shark fin more. On the top.
It's cool.
So I like for just regular clones I like this, but I like the battalions and stuff like that. They're coloring on the phase 2 armor. So
Cheese on the mark. Good one. Take them out from there. Moving to your mark. Target area is here.
I am so
these are
happy.
just giving me such Sentinel vibes from Halo. Like, you could definitely see the heavy influence.
Oh, you can. I don't remember who made this game back in the day.
I mean, it was a LucasArts title. I don't know who they did it in collaboration with, though. If they did. That still brings me back to Rogue Squadron 3. That was one of my favorite Star Wars games growing up on the GameCube, is what I played it on. And that was, like, sort of kind of open world, a tiny bit. You're going on, like, just different missions. You had different, like, starfighters and whatnot available to you. I gotta replay that game. I might have that game at home still. Maybe. Or I could just use an emulator. I always forget the fact that 1, emulators exist, and 2, I have the converter to where I can play any GameCube game on my computer. I still prefer the actual GameCube, though. You know? We gotta have you and Mrs. play over for like a GameCube game night kind of deal.
Mrs. Play did play the GameCube, so that'd be one of the few things where I think she would have it.
Good. Did Mrs. Play a lot of Mario Party?
She did not. She played...
Man, missing out.
Like, her parents weren't, that was not her cup of tea. She played, like, one game that I remember her beating. but like they like never finished. Her dad played Medal of Honor: Rising Sun.
Oh my god, such a great game. Oh,
yeah.
I love Medal of Honor Rising Sun.
I've enjoyed most of the Medal of Honors.
So, yeah, you know, it's funny. My stepbrother and like both my stepbrothers, they had a PS2.
Mhm.
I had the GameCube, and whenever we would go to my dad's every other weekend, you know, we bring them, and I remember waking up early on Saturday mornings, and on the PS2 we'd play GTA Vice City as like 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Video games do not rot your brain. That's so stupid. You got to have something else wrong with you to be influenced by violence from a video game. But yeah, so we play GTA. I had Medal of Honor Rising Sun on the GameCube. We play that. Which Call of Duty game was on the GameCube too at that point?
Oh, it was like you Big Red 1.
Yes,
3 or
Big Red
something
1.
Like that.
Yeah. And like that was our Saturday morning ritual. Like we'd get up. We're talking like 7 a.m. as kids.
I was an early morning cartoons kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. When what was it was Saturday morning, right? That the
like WB stuff like that.
yes, WB. That's. I'm pretty sure. I mean, for me, I think it was like the 11:15 time slot. The Chalk Zone was always on in the weekends, and I messed heavy with Chalk Zone.
I did like me some Chalk Zone. I was also a huge fan of My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Oh yeah.
I actually this morning I found out that Metabots is on Amazon. So I had Metabots on, and I had Mrs. Played got home, and I was like watching some Metabots, and she's like, "What is this?" She goes, "This is," and I'm like, "It's 90s anime, it just hits differently."
You know what I really enjoyed growing up is I was super fortunate to be in like the height of my childhood when Codename Kids Next Door came out.
I remember some Candy.
K&D was everything I wanted in my childhood. Just the premise of that entire show sounded so cool. And they had a base on the moon! On the moon! Oh. But yeah, just like secret like cells of kids fighting against like adults.
Tyranny.
Yeah. All over. And you get to see like these wild bases. Yeah, I was a huge Cartoon Network kid growing up. I was a little bit Disney Channel.
Did not have Disney.
But mainly Cartoon Network. Foster's Home, Powerpuff Girls. Love Powerpuff Girls. Codename Kids Next Door. Getting to see Samurai Jack when it came on. What was that? Was Samurai Jack at that point? That was Toonami, right?
Samurai Jack was
Yeah.
like Toonami, yeah. Same time period. Samurai Jack.
That was one of my brother's favorite shows. My brother's a few years older than I am, and he'd be watching Samurai Jack, and I'd sit there with him. You know, I must have been 5, 6, and I was just like, "Whoa!"
The final season they did of it was really good too.
Delta, the Separatists could be here any minute.
I think it. I see it. A Trade Federation battleship.
Oh, not a Trade Federation battleship, man.
Take a look.
Oh, blast. This
That's
will
not
be a
good.
challenge. I'm sending out a distress signal. We can't wait for help from Coruscant. Advance to the
How about a
next
planet
phase.
closer
Set up
than
a
Coruscant, huh?
defense. I'm opening up access to the maintenance.
Like, why does it have to come from Coruscant? Like, I know the fleet's there, but you mean to tell me you don't have, like, any ship in the range? You have this mission going on and you don't have backup at all? I know they're Commandos, but this, it just really seems not
That's
well
not
thought
a
through.
trade battleship either.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. That's a capital ship.
It's still a Trade Federation battleship. You're thinking of the cruisers.
I'm thinking of the cruisers, yeah.
They just don't look like battleships. Those just... I will say one of my favorite scenes in Attack of the Clones is when they like have the artillery all focused on one taking off on Geonosis.
And they bring it down.
Yeah, that shit was wild. I I know Attack of the Clones is probably one of the weakest movies in the Star Wars franchise.
I mean,
I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm
next
a
to
prequel.
Thor: Love and Thunder, like Natalie Portman's at her most badass.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, she is. I meant just like from like a dialogue, they spend so much time, like the pacing of the movie's kind of crazy. The Battle of Geonosis, though, I would watch over and over and over. And growing up, it was, you know, the old Spike Star Wars marathons. Does Spike still do the Star Wars marathons every May?
Occasionally, yeah.
So I had those recorded on my DVR. Like I still, on my parents' DVR to this day, are the recorded all of the Star Wars movies from, you know, like 2009, 2008, right around there, yeah. And so what I would do is I'd watch these over and over and over again, and I'm a huge Lego Star Wars fan, so I have like a lot of Legos, you know, Lego Star Wars. And so I'd watch these movies, and I'd come up with like separate storylines as I'm like playing with my Legos, watching, you know, the
watching
prequels.
it as you would.
As I would, yeah. And that had to have been one of my favorite things to do. And if I do end up having kids, those Legos are getting passed down to them. I will not part with those. I don't care if I am broke. They're coming with me. I keep them in like a nice little box in my closet. I don't know how I got on this subject.
No, I remember doing the same thing. I remember like before like pod racing was a thing, and being like, oh, I like building my own pod racers before like the pod racer sets, or because like we couldn't afford the pod racer sets when I was growing up.
Yeah, you had to improvise. I couldn't afford the gunships, and I love me some gunships. The Republic gunships are the coolest, like troop carriers I've ever seen.
Oh, I totally agree.
And all just the sound they make, like they're like Yes, thank you. The sound design of the prequels, beautiful, lovely, incredible, deserves all the the awards in the world. But yeah, seeing just like the Republic swoop in with an army in Attack of the Clones was one of the coolest scenes ever.
And it's like one of those things where like a lot of people give hate on Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that Qui-Gon, or that the seismic charges that are used.
You mean you like Boba Fett seismic charges?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. God, it's like music to your ears. So satisfying. Tell me why I thought that was a reg for a second. I was like, Chris, what are you doing? He's your brother.
I am trying to keep that guy alive while he's like...
He's dilly-dallying, I swear. Like, hey, Fixer got it done. I can't give him too much crap. Ah, who am I kidding? Yes, I can.
Demo charge on that regulator.
Setting charge. Powering up. Keep him coming. Cover me.
I still think episode 1, the when the battle droids are getting like put out and like about to face the Gungans.
Oh yeah.
Also, really, really cool. Like, probably one of my favorite like deployments of an army, where it's like, okay, it's gonna be overwhelming force, and then they unload, and I'm like, oh, that is a total like. All right, if I wanted to show massive amounts of troops, that's probably one of the best ways to go about it.
Also, I love the CGI of the Phantom Menace. I know there are so many people out there that have problems with too much CGI. Loved it. I'm a CGI whore. I'll admit it. It's okay.
I like practical effects that are just made better with CGI. One of the best things that like right now with CGI is if you watch Stranger Things at all,
Hell yeah, I do.
Vecna,
Mhm.
right? So he's all practical except for the writhing underneath. So it looks so much better, and with the lighting that they do it in, it looks like it's like, oh, you can hide some of the imperfections. So that
Hold on,
things
wait,
that
wait.
just
Can you
don't
look
work
at the ceiling real quick? At that guy?
well. He vanished already, I think.
What? Man.
He was just stuck in there.
Yeah, he
swinging
was
a
stuck
little
there
bit.
for a second.
Yeah.
The effects of Stranger Things in general, the set design, the sound mixing of Stranger Things, the world that they immerse you in is so fantastic.